Hello everyone, welcome back to Swayam Siksha. Well, today we're gonna continue the GI tag series. Okay, so let's continue the GI tag series. What are the leftover GI tags that we have? Okay, the very first one was Surai Korar painting. Surai Kowar painting. So this Surai Kowar painting primarily practiced only in Hazira Bagh. Now it has been seen in the other parts of Jharkhand as well. Okay, so this is actually a traditional and ritualistic mural art. Okay, so it's a mural art. Okay, and this was practiced by the local tribe women in the areas of Hazaribagh. Okay, it's in the district of Jharkhand, and it is prepared during the local harvest and marriage seasons using, naturally available soils of different colors in the area. So the colors, as you could see in the picture over painting over here, those were made up of soils which were present in that area. Okay, the style features of using the lines, dots, animal figures, plants. So these were often representing on these paintings mostly, and these were actually seen in the recent years where on the walls of important public places in Jharkhand like Birsa Munda Airport in Ranchi and Hazaribagh and Tata Nagar railway stations. Okay, so where these were actually painted on the walls itself, and these were actually traditionally they are painted on the mud house walls. Okay, and they're seen on the other surfaces as well now, but earlier they used to be drawn on the mud house walls. Okay, so that this is about the Surai Kowar painting, which was from Jharkhand. Okay, now let's talk about the next one, which is Telia Rumal. So this was actually a kind of a scarf, if I must say. So the Telia Rumal cloth, which actually involves intricate handmade work with cotton loom. Okay, a variety of designs and different kind of patterns has been kept on this work. So loomed on this work. So majorly they use the red, black, and white colors, and it is a kind of an art from ikat tradition. Okay, using natural vegetable dyes. That means they take up the colors from crushing the vegetables and whatever the colors they obtain from the vegetables. And ikat, as we know, it's a dyeing technique used to pattern textiles. So pattern textiles, whichever there are. So this ikat dyeing technique was actually used, and not only that, the rumal can only be created using the traditional handloom process, and not by any other mechanical means. Okay, so because if they use any machine kind of looming process, it loses its originality or quality. Okay, so that's why these are handmade. Okay, these are very traditional form of looming techniques they use to make this rumal. And this telia fabrics were actually used by nobles early in the what say Nizam's dynasty. Okay, so Nizam dynasty in Hyderabad. Okay, the fabric was actually right now exported to Persia of Gulf, Middle East, Aden, East Africa, Singapore, and Burma as well. So these were the countries which actually imports this Telia Rumal. So this actually earlier they believed that this Rumal, whoever is having, especially in the Nizam dynasty, felt that they give or they represent a kind of a higher status. Okay, so that's why this Telia Rumal was very unique and it got its GI tag. Okay, now let's talk about the other one, which is Gorakhpur terracotta. So this terracotta work of Gorakhpur is actually a centuries old traditional work. Okay, so the entire work is done with bare hand, so that's why it has its uniqueness. Okay, and the clay which were used in this terracotta products were Kabis. So the name of the clay is Kabis, which actually founds only in the ponds of Aurangabad, Barwalia, and Budadid village areas. Okay, so sorry if my pronunciation is wrong of these villages. Okay, so in this villages you will actually found this kind of a clay. Okay, and this clay was actually present only in the months of May and June. Okay, that's the time where you could take this mud or clay from this pond, because rest of the time the ponds are filled with water. So only these 2 months they could obtain the clay. So that's why it is very unique and very popular. Okay, the potters, they don't use any color. Okay, because they only dip the clay structure, whichever the structure that they made it out of clay. So they dip that clay structure in a mixture of soda and mango tree barks. So in the mango tree barks, where they just soak them up in this mixture and they'll bake it. Okay, so that's why they get this red color. Okay, the red color of this terracotta does not fade even for years also. When if you keep it like that, even for many years, the red color won't fade away. Okay, so the major products of this craftsmanship includes, they make elephants, horse, deer, camel. The very famous was like five-faced Ganesha or single-faced Ganesha. Okay, and elephant tables, chandeliers, hanging bells, etc. So these were the major, craftsmanship things which they actually made using this Gorakhpur terracotta. So that's why it's got its GI tag. Okay, now let's talk about the next one, which is Tanjavur Pithworks. So the Tanjavur Neti works. Neti is also called as Pith in English. So in the local regional language, which is in Tamil, it was called as Neti. So this was actually a marshy plant, as you could see over here. So this is Eschnamore aspera. So the aspera plant, which is a marshy plant. So with that, it was so sensitive. So from that, they actually made this, pithworks. So it is a traditional art form as well. Okay, this was actually transferred from one generation to other generation from the family members. Okay, so this pithwork actually models. Very delicate. So that's why they kept in the glass boxes once they finished the structure. And not only that, the notable works of this kind of Tanjavur pithworks was actually seen in Bradishwara temple, and making some Hindu idols, door hangings, and decorative pieces. So that's why government has also recognized this pithwork industry as one of the major handicraft symbols in Tamil Nadu. Okay, so this is also one of the major handicraft symbols. So that's why it's got it GI tags. Now let's talk about the next one, which is Arumbavoor wood cravings. So this was actually made from wood, okay, which the wood logs of mango, lingam tree, Indian ash tree, rosewood, neem tree. So the woods which were collected from these trees, where they primarily get into the sculpting process, okay. And this wood was actually comes from Panchamalai hills, okay, along with Tirchi and Perambur border, where and Tanjavur and Kumbakonam zone. So these were the area where this wood comes from, and this work revolves around the idols and deities and temple chariots, like decorative pieces and all, or puja mandapams. Okay, so that's why this Aramba wood cravings are very very unique and special. And the entire design, as they crave out from a single block only. So that is the very major speciality of this to get the GI tag. So from one single log or block of the wood, they do the entire craving of one particular structure. Okay, because if they keep on add other things, it will get a damaged piece. So that's why they make whatever the sculpture, they do it from one single log only. So that's why it's got its GI tag for Tamil Nadu. Okay, now let's talk about the last one, Kovilpatti Kadalai Mithai, whereas it's also called as Chiki, in other languages, in Hindi it's called as Chiki and all. So yes, this is a candy made of peanuts with the syrup, which was made up with jaggery. Okay, so a special kind of a jaggery, which is an organic one, as we could say, from using the groundnuts and jaggery, which they made it and they grate it with the coconut dyed pink, green, and yellow. So the coconut was dyed with pink color, green color, and yellow colors, and they just sprinkle it like it. They just decorate it on this chikkis. Okay, so this is majorly manufactured in Kovilpatti and adjacent towns and villages in Toothukudi district of uh, Tamil Nadu. Okay, so it is actually produced by using both groundnuts and jaggery. Okay, so in very carefully selected quantities from the specific locations of Tamil Nadu. So only one specific or variety kind of groundnuts and jaggery, which are organic and very unique in its taste and all. So that's how they take these ingredients and make this chickpeas, very yummy and beautiful. So yes, that's all for today. This is the last GI tag that I wanted to discuss. So we'll come up with another series if what are the recent or the leftover GI tags that we have for the upcoming prelims examination. So yes, as of today, this is it, and we started our mains mentorship program. So do check out in our website, which is in the description box below. And the prelims comes mains foundation course will start from next month, which is August. So yes, feel free to contact us, and please do subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the bell icon for notifications. Thank you.